Welcome to our class. I'm Mr. Despina.
I'm Mr. Fitzpatrick.
I'm Mrs. Clark.
And I'm Mr. Kelleher, and today we are going to introduce to you solving systems of linear equations by elimination and substitution.
Today we're going to be learning about how to solve systems of linear equations using the elimination method. So just a reminder of what a system of equations is. It's when we have two equations and two variables. So the steps to solve the equation using the elimination method is first we're going to pick a variable. Right? It can be x, it can be y, it doesn't matter which one, we just need to pick a variable. Next, we need to multiply so that our coefficients are the same for that variable. It's important that our coefficients match because our next step is to subtract one equation from the other. And after we do that subtraction, we will eliminate the variable, and all we'll have to do, the last step, is solve for the other variable. So now Mr. Despina will show you an example of how to do this.
Okay. So now using the steps that Mr. Fitzpatrick explained to us, let's solve this system of linear equations. So we have 2x plus 3y equals 14 and 6x plus 12y equals 12. So now, using the first step that Mr. Fitzpatrick explained to us, let's pick one of the variables that we want to cancel out. So I'm going to pick x, and looking at the two coefficients that we have over here, we have 2 and we have 6. So now, I want to multiply an integer to one of these equations that will allow me to cancel out these when we subtract. So since 2 is 1/3 of 6, let's take this whole equation on top and multiply it by 3. Yeah, there we go. So when we do that, we're going to get 6x plus 9y equals 42. And then on the bottom, we're just going to leave that one the same. Bring it over. It's 6x plus 12y equals 12. And then now that we have these two new equations, we are going to subtract the two. So 6x minus 6x, these two are going to cancel out, and you're going to get 0 over there. And then when we take 9y and subtract 12y, we're going to get negative 3y. And then when we take 42 and subtract 12, we are going to get 30. So now we have the new equation, negative 3y equals 30. Divide by negative 3 on both sides, and we get y equals negative 10. Okay, so now we've solved for y, and we know that y is equal to negative 10. So now we're going to solve for x by taking our y value and plugging it back into one of these two equations. So I'm just going to pick the second one. We have 6x plus 12, and now we know that y is equal to negative 10, so let's substitute that back in. Equals 12. And then 6x plus 12 times negative 10, which we have negative 120, equals 12. Add the 120 to both sides. And we will have 6x equals 132, which means, so now when we work that out, we see that x is equal to 22.
So thanks for watching our video on the elimination method of solving systems of linear equations.
If you want to check out how to solve the same system of linear equations by the method of substitution, please make sure to go check out Ms. Clark and Mr. Kelleher's video on the channel. So make sure to like and subscribe.